Take up the mantle of a rogue trader, the scion of an ancient dynasty of daring privateers that reign over their trade protectorate and explore the fringes of the known galaxy. Darkness looms over the bloodline of von Valancius as it faces multiple threats from within its own ranks and without, as countless enemies seek to destroy the most daring and brave agents of humanity. It is up to you to hold the reins of this shattered protectorate and forge a new path for the von Valancius dynasty, currently finding itself in a vortex of wars, intrigues, calamities, and heresy. The stakes are high, and rise even higher as you cross paths with terrifyingly powerful and ambitious adversaries in the darkness of the Chronos Expanse. It is time to begin your story. Who will you be? Welcome everyone to our first playthrough here of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. This is going to be a fun little series. Who are you saying it's going to be a fun series with then? Is it going to be me? Partially, it will be with you. However, as we go through character creation, we're going to make some changes. You, my friend, are going to have some powers you've never had before. So I'm not going to be just a plain old Jane soldier. No, I had no intention of making you just a soldier. I was going to go psyker. Oh, alright, yeah, I can get behind that. I would like some special space powers. Alright, let's get going. As we begin our tale, the sword-class frigate Unforgiven holds many secrets, and now it holds a new place, a home for Karstis Mugaro, a sanctioned psyker, pyromancer. What do you have to say for yourself, my friend? I might not be in the guard, but I am going to lead these people as a true servant of the Empire. I will not back down. I will not quit it. I will not surrender. I will do the Empire proud. Let's get into it. Very well. Let us get in to the story of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Hey, the servo skulls got wigs on them. That they do. Oh, there's Lady Valancius. Very nice. Grand room it is.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
The man who has approached you is gazing down into the depths of the vast temple of the lower decks. Truly awe-inspiring. Frankly, such excess can be tiring at times. All this ostentatious luxury is laughable pretense. It is enough to make one think that the architects meant to compensate rather than glorify. Have we met? Do you have a particular reason for disturbing me? What do you think of all of this? Gosh, this. It is too much for my tastes. All this ostentatious luxury is indeed laughable pretense.
An interesting perspective. However, allow me to offer you a bit of advice. In the interests of your own well-being, you should frame your thoughts with greater piety. Demonstrating such a lack of care when choosing your words might be viewed by certain people as evidence of insufficient trepidation before the God Emperor, the master of humanity.
I merely criticize the talentless architects of this place, nothing more. I prefer to serve by acting, not speaking. Thank you for your advice. Cock that one. I do not show deference for things. I do not believe it. Oh, no, that's not true. Seem to attach too much importance to words. I have a fondness for names. I've yet to hear yours. I prefer to serve by acting.
That is commendable. Quite so. However, there are many, many who believe that toils in his name start with diligence in choosing one's own words. Remember that when next you are presented with the privilege of conversing about him with loyal servants of the Imperium.
I am a loyal servant to the Imperium.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias, at your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Octavir bows his head and focuses his attention on you. My name is Castus Mugaro, and so as to avoid any misunderstanding, I am a sanctioned psyker.
I am aware of that fact. It would have been unacceptable negligence to have overlooked such a detail when compiling your profile. Fate bestowed upon you powers of witchcraft, and a duty to use them for the good of the Imperium. Yours is truly an unenviable lot.
To be honest, there's been times I've envied psykers. This will be interesting to see it from their point of view.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of his house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
Time now, Castus Mugaros. Von Valencias. It's interesting to have two last names. I was reading these. There is one I have in mind. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
The voyage does not matter, but we will speak with her.
The Lord Captain and Master Ethelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
We shall indeed. Everything... Oh, hey, look. Some tech heads. I love to see it. I am truly enthralled with the beauty of this game. Holy crap. They did a wonderful job with set design. Impressive. Oh, there's a servitor. Conrad. Oh, wait a minute. I want to do something real first. I want to hide that. Complete. There we go. Shall open the door. Look at us. Oh, it looks so cool.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
Uh-oh. What's happening? What's going on with the oh my god. The lobotomized bastards are moving. Oh, what a way to go. I wouldn't want to die that way. Not to a carking servitor. Oh, that's... Gods, that would be embarrassing.
Make the spoils that much sweeter.
Hey, is that the actual voice actor for the veteran, the professional? I think it might be. Alright, we begin again. And he once again takes out both. As you analyze. That's fine. Alright, this time. We will move... here.
Let's make some opportunities.
Can we hit them? We can. Fire the revolver. Good hit. Now, voice of command.
On it.
Don't you miss. The girl failed me last time. You will not fail me. Hit him. Oh, you cocking, useless bastard. And you paid for it with your life. I won't be able to use that. And this will take all. Let's move over back to. We'll shoot him again.
Personally.
Don't screw this up. Get it done. There we go. It just takes a right bit of yelling.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Without taking his eyes off the bodies on the floor, Vogt Tavir removes the Voxcaster from his belt and speaks a few quick orders into the device. Then he turns to you. Spread out. No one is allowed to enter the premises. Stations.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
The lines on Vogt Tavir's forehead soften, and his voice regains its usual courtesy. The Master of Whispers gives you a curt bow. Shall we go? Is there much to explore? Doesn't seem so. Although, there is some destruction over there. Interesting. It's a wide area. What a beautiful place, if I must say. Looks like no one's speaking. You get to stretch your voice. And I do today. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in a peculiar garb, his voice tight with tension, his face, half of which is covered by synth skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy. The tall, gray-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Then I suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 4, Edelthrad? Oh, listen in silence. While you're considering your answer, Edelthrad, I wish to speak with someone else. Perhaps I shall hear something more interesting than incoherent mumbling. Theodora nods in your direction. Approach. What's this? Edelthrad turns to you and regards you with indignation. Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit your people to interrupt your conversations in such fashion? I gave that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if it was worth it. Theodora tilts her head. Her lips stretch into a cold smile. This is Castis Mugaro, the second candidate for the title of my successor. The rogue trader regards you with a look that is imperious, predatory, and oppressive. Step forward, Castis Mugaro. Consider this a hypothetical situation. Aeon 6, a new world on the fringes of the Coronis Expanse, high seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say. But attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Xenoslow. Those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify this is indeed the case, and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in xeno-worship, warp law. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Aeon 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychics to do so, but it will give us the answer. I believe I could use my personal abilities to ascertain whether there was sorcery on Aeon 6, but it would require going down to the surface in person. I would say I would be willing to use my personal abilities to ascertain whether there was sorcery. It would require me to go down to the surface in person. I would be willing to go down.
Ah, yes. Personal intervention. The surest way to leave yourself vulnerable. Theodora absent-mindedly touches one of her many augmetics. What say you, Ethelthred? Your brother in sorcery is not afraid to face danger, unlike you.
And his carcass got a goddamn chainsword. A psyker's soul is a yawning gate for the ruinous powers. Ethelthred's gaze burns through you as he grits out every word through his teeth.
One could hardly trust a servant of the Imperium who is so eager to usher in corruption.
I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do, Ethelthred. That's exactly what I'd be saying.
The color drains from Ethelthrad's face, which distorts his features further.
Insolent! Ignorant! Upstart! How dare you!
Ethelthred. Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship.
Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time. Ethelthred bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves, then she turns to you. So, Castus Muggerow, why are you here? Was it not you who sent for me? There are questions that I wish to have answered. Don't know just yet. I hope you will clarify. There are questions I wish to have answered. You're direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaras. I'm a rogue trader in service to the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light, where powers wicked and heretical reign and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Castus Muggerow, are one of those with the von Valancius blood in their veins, a rightful claim to this inheritance when the honor comes. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You come aboard hours before the warp jump and have not distinguished yourself yet in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Theodora sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Vogtevere served me for many years before he made his mistake. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you. His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Vogtevere's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or, it used to be, at least. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? The vox affixed to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noise. Theodora winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gallifeld. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed, after all. Theodora laughs nonchalantly. The grey-haired officer gives the rogue trader a look of cautious disapproval. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard.
Such hearsay amuses me. Theodora eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. She turns to you. This ship is thousands of years old. There's enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of spectres dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
I don't care where we're headed. It's my duty to just do as she asks. At least for now. What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel, and in your new position, eventually I will find a post that suits you, as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
I have no more questions.
In that case, we shall head to...
Theodora's vox awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the voxcast, then nods and draws her weapons.
Disturbance is reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood.
She glances at you.
It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Bring it on! Oh yes, what do we have? A bunch of carking heretics. Let me bring them all down. Oh yes. Yes, yes, yes.
I'll make an example out of you.
We are. Let's get it done. Kill them. Oh, let's get it. Abelard. Oh, let's go this way. Oh! Well then. Oh! Oh! Everything is just glorious. This is impressive. Oh, did you just shoot at me? I'm sorry. I don't think I understand what you just did. Did you shoot at me? Who would make the most sense to set a blaze?
I'll see to it personally.
You shot at me. I don't take that lightly. We'll move here. What's he gonna do? Oh, you can't shoot the man. Look how cool he looks. Oh. Oh no.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Abelard, don't die. Missing. Good, good, good. Oh! I need me one of those. Look at him go. I've never felt more useless. Impressive. No, don't. By the God Emperor.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
We can shoot him. Shall we try? Do you want to try? I really do.
On it.
Oi! You don't carking mess with the guard.
You're not a guardsman anymore.
Doesn't matter. I still felt epic. Oh, that plasma. Oh, it's just so good. Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture.
Mort, take the team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single horse son survive.
The rogue trader turns her eyes to you.
Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst on the deck, Not bad. I've seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
She looks at the vox in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what's transpiring now.
Possibly. Quite likely.
Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her vox a few times.
We'll investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation.
What are your orders? She breaks eye contact with you.
Mort has gone ahead to clear a path for us. You want to make yourself useful? Go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid, and be quick about it.
Yes, ma'am. Here we go. Look at him go with that. You'd think these guys would run scared. Fighting with an arch-militant who's just blasting you with Melta. Conrad Vogtavir lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you.
Thank Providence you're alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Conrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around, you show up. Always. Just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Conrad pointedly looks away from the arch-militant to you.
Mort, pull yourself together.
The arch-militant looks back to you. What did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Mort pulls his Vox from the belt and hurriedly reports the situation. Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck. My arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the engineer room regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago,
and now they have ceased altogether.
Whatever the cause may be,
The consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish.
Vogtavir pauses.
That the madmen have already reached the officers' deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps it is organized mutiny.
We'll go to the middle decks.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have means to do both things at once.
Her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously.
Theodora looks at Vogtavir. Edelthred, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it. Master of Whispers, find Edelthred immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant with me. I must go to my study, and it appears that we might encounter heretics along the way. Castus Mugaro.
Theodora glances at you thoughtfully.
If I may, Lord Captain. Vogtavir's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthred back, I could use some support. After all, I am not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the house as the esteemed arch-militant, and taking into consideration Edelthred's psychic powers. Then it's settled. Castus Mugro, find Edelthred and bring him here. In whatever state you find him, this elevator, she points at the massive doors, leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Theodora waves her hand impatiently. Then move out. Mort, come.
Vogtavir gives you a nod. Are you ready to head to 18?
It is a long walk, and you do not have proper gear.
I shall make them, either way.
Of course you will.
He rummages in his pocket for something.
Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs, but that is no longer relevant.
With a sharp pop and a crackle, something hits you in the abdomen, consumed by unbearable gut-wrenching pain.
Promised you a special destiny, Castus Mugro. It's time to fulfill it.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Fogtavir, you two-faced scum. You're the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warring Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
What is it? Inbred? Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel? That's the best carking answer right there.
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, fond Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me, but you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
What sorry, pathetic excuse do you have for your apostasy? You sordid, wretched piece of grog shit.
Wretched? What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind.
Something, either your tone or the venomous words, throws Kunrad off for a moment, as hateful fury blazes from beneath the mask of a cold professional. Well done. Yeah, I kinda knew that would be the case.
Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench fond Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Fogtavir hesitates for a second, then produces a strange weapon, a blade without a handle that shimmers blue in the light. Blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous, your head is spinning, and then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Fight the voice. Get out. I am not your puppet. The voices giggle in your head and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step forward. The gates looming in the center of the chamber. In the gateway arch you see the cogitator, with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor, an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Tech use 45. We'll give it a shot. Success. You carefully inspect the design of the cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is a strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this must be some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move with the screeching and groaning of metal. It leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. A vid screen to the right of you, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Vogtavir wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. I'll place my hand into the Sentinel's maw. The Sentinel's jaw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you're beginning to feel sick. Perhaps, if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes. Pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is it the Sentinel? The cogitator? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Oh, yes. Eat shit. Oh, eat shit. There we go.
There is still another way.
Oh, you think there is another way, but I can tell you, my sickly appearance tells you there is not.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
The servo skull's creaking gradually turns into comprehensible words. I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora. In place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull's vox projects the voice of Theodora von Valancius, distorted and ridden with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Voxmaster, return communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to connect the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations.
The servo skull goes silent. Its relays clicking. Second after second passes until you realize the servo skull will not answer you. What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel, designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit
Leave me away from here.
decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Hey!
Master. Whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
Seneschal Abelard Wassarian has lost some of his former polish. His forehead is sweating, and one of the sleeves of his coat is torn and soaked through with blood. Nonetheless, despite his heavy breathing, he stands firm and his gaze demanding, albeit somewhat surprised. He surveys the carnage around him. His brow furrows as he places a hand on his weapon. Conrad Vogtavir is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the Warren was somehow part of that plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Vogtavir openly admitted that he was mastermind behind the mutiny. I don't care what you're telling me to call the Lord Captain right now.
Saint's blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Let's take care of a few medical issues, shall we?
This wound will make a fight. That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead.
I am
The
indeed.
lower decks are teeming with heretics, instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
That's fine. We'll get it done.
But that is not the worst of it. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
All right. I heard a voice.
Lady Theodora's.
Yeah.
Which one? The last one I received was about the navigator's sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case,
That's
let us hope that
worrisome.
the Lord Captain is well and safely in
For the
charge of
Imperium
the-
and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal. A wave of static suddenly erupts from the servo skull, and you can make out Theodora's words through the noise. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and the corruption that threatens to consume our home. And, with all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Let's go! Oh, please. I want to kick some ass. Wait, did I not get healed? I thought we healed that. Alright, there's got to be a bug then. Hey, Blood, I'm putting you up there, Lane.
My ears are ringing.
Oh, you tickled him. That's fine. Let's play around. Oh, we can hit two at once.
At your back and forth.
Oh, yes! Get it done, my good sir.
Victory is imminent. What do you attack?
Oh, yes! That's what I like to see. Brace for impact. Alright,
Just a minor setback.
we're good. Now, will anyone burn up entirely? Not entirely. I can just fire like. Oh! We found the hammer.
I'll make it happen. Your end was inevitable.
Hey, we took one man down.
I'll see to it personally.
We'll end our turn. Is Abelard going to get another multi-kill?
Pain and
I think he
duty
is.
go hand in hand.
Let's do it.
It will be done.
Goodbye.
dominance.
Hey, Bernard.
I will lead us to fortune. Is there money to be made?
Oh, there's something to be made. Collect all.
He will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Sorry, what now?
Watch your head. Theodora, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
I would say.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
I like her. I like her very much.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Falensis. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. A diviner, are you?
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And you, Von Valancius, are a sorcerer too, just like the other one. Lady Theodora must have grown so fond of psychers she wants one to replace her.
I like that. It's a good bit of dialogue. I'm glad we went with Psyker. I am too. You hear a few clicks from the relays on the servo skull, which has followed you all the way here. And Theodora's scrambled words give way to a voice vaguely familiar to you.
You all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather at the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once. And prepare to launch a counter-attack.
That's Ethelthrat.
Oh no.
Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Ethelthrat's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
All right.
What? You don't mean the Engine Seer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
I have to say, I love the voice actress for Idira. She is
She's fantastic. Oh, I love her. We must see if the navigator is well.
Oh no. No, 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 no. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
Oh, I just noticed all the cold spots. What if that... I missed it.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Adira freezes. Then she slaps her cheeks, rubs her face, and looks at you. The supernatural glow is gone from her eyes, and a smirk spreads across her lips. Oh, an enemy psyker. Ha ha ha! You're not getting to my navigator. Not on your life. Let's begin. Heretic psyker. You screamed at my man. Oh, I'm not putting up with that shit. What can I do from behind here? If I do this, it eats all my action. Is there anyone who'll burn up immediately? I could stop that. No, we can't reach him. All right. Let's just try and bring the brawler down. Pistol shot. Oh! Piercing shot. Cocking hell.
I refuse.
Adira. Voice of command. Get it done. Abelard, if you would please, my good man. Bring him down.
I'm not interested.
Oh, we already moved everything. Hold up. Shame, but he's in the fight. That's fine. Oh, so Adira's a telepath. How long of a reach is that?
What is this foreboding?
She could bring him down with one screech, eh? Let's do it. Close enough. Well done, lass. We'll analyze him with the last bit of ability, eh?
Or
Open him up for more damage. Alright, let's move up.
I am ready for whatever comes.
Cast this. Bring him
I'll
down.
make it happen.
Oh, damn it, lad.
Who if not me?
Command Abelard. Get work done, old man.
At your beck and call. I'd rather not. It will be done.
Move him closer, at least. Adira, move
come
up.
at me.
Let's see some of that lightning, love. Oh!
I've suffered worse.
Shit! The creature in the chair appears as if it's become one with its throne. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily. The air whistling as it exits through the two dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes as well as the third one that sits in the center of its forehead. The mutations have begun.
I believe Master Vespidius still lives. A blood flinches at the sight of the stretched skin and the dark marks on the face of the creature. The servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Adira, what's wrong with him?
Wounded, exhausted, fighting back. The endless horrors of the warp are forcing their way into his head. Pick one.
The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head and half-open normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. Your time is short. The voice coming from the Vox grill at the base of the bizarre chair is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. Are you all right? Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back into the seat, then thrusts forward again as its bones crack and its skin tears open. However, the fusion between the body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild impetuses. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered remnant slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, forming two hideous, screaming mouth-like pits. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn! Adira shrieks in terror. It came from beyond. His body is not his. Adira's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator, succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption. Its marches thunder under the burdens of hope. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriad of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me. The navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling, but then his fit stops abruptly, his face drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his third eyelid has turned from a trickle into a stream, mixed with the blood coming out of his nose. There is a purplish swelling around the eye. Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. The words come out of the Vox as labored rattle. I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp, but it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help. Who torments you? The Age. The navigator starts thrashing about once more, his gill mouth bursting with crazed laughter. Kneel before the ascent of a new champion. When the rite is complete, this shell will burst, and thousands of Moors will accept the sacrifice offered to the edge of daybreak by the bringer of twilight, the one marked by the will of the gods. Each word rings through your head like the tolling of a bell, as if countless voices have joined in, screaming into your ears. For a moment you lose your bearings. This unholy chorus must be trying to confound you with sounds not meant for this world. The navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now? Seneschal gazes at the figure in the chair. This ship can only begin the translation with assistance from the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier. Adira reaches her hand out toward the navigator, but pulls it back at the last moment. Vespidius, good luck, and thank you. The navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under closed eyelids. The vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter.
I like the elevator. Oh, you couldn't run fast enough. Let's move up. I don't want to get caught in this carking fight.
Your ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
No. Oh! Oh! Got an explosion.
I shall pity not your enemies.
Oh.
I shall heed not their pleas.
Oh, she's just like Robocop. Someone shoot this.
Shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
Fear the sister of battle.
Protect us.
My God, my light,
So is that the sign of the Aquila?
Emperor.
Just the eagle sign. You cross your hands over like that. It's good to know what it looks like.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing, the weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment, it seems she is not going to stop, and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
The seneschal's voice seems to bring the warrior out of her battle trance.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
The young woman called Argenta lowers her weapon and scans your small party with an intense gaze. Then, she sets her sights on you.
Gastis Mugaro von Valancius, the Lord Captain's heir.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends who are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
Argenta gives you another stern appraisal. You catch something strange in the dark depths of her eyes, some internal struggle, or a wordless question. In the end, however, she nods.
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelstrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
I'm no traitor, sister. You can be sure of that.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution.
Don't worry, sister.
I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
What is a warrior of the Adepta Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader ships? Your orders serve the ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Fair enough.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
I don't think she appreciates any chatter extra. She just said so. We're heading to the main hall.
I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow.
Approve.
For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Get to it, lads.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Oh, we've got quite the fight,
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
don't we?
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make profitable learning experiences.
We're about to make one.
I'll make it happen.
Suffer not!
Yes! It's the pre-game. I love it. Put the sister there. Abelard. No, sister there. Abelard. Put you there. Theodora there. Me there. Start the battle. Good sister. Show me what that bolt gun can do. Oh, righteous is your glory. How much is this? Furious momentum equal to 6. We'll hold off on that ability. Well done, sister. And Adira.
Anything else?
Zap 'em up. Well done, lass. Oh, reinforcements. Been looking for someone's ass to kick. Let's increase Abelard's dodge. With forewarning. And turn. Good dodge. Bring them all up. Cast this. Put them away.
Your end was inevitable.
We'll end your turn. Abelard, if you would, my good man, carve your way out. Close enough. I've got nothing on us. We're in the clear. Sister?
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. Doubt is for the
Hit
weak.
that one. Straight on.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Gauge your fury, sister. Turn. Abelard, an expertly crafted parry. Adira,
On it.
may lightning strike true.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
It is for them indeed.
My fate shields me.
I'm sorry. Did you just try and light the sister up with a sword? I come with the cleansing fire of the Imperium. You will burn away. Or not. Dumb bastard.
At your beck and call. Reduce to dust.
Atta boy, Abelard. Let's have you charge forward.
Victory is imminent.
There we go. Move him up. You can't even shoot straight. Pathetic. Sister. Do you have any melee options? You do not. Alright. Soldier gains 4 movement points. Will count. Oh, big hit. Alright. That's fine.
As the Emperor commands,
Blast
I
them
act.
away.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Well done, sister.
I know what is to come.
We can sacrifice for a bit more of the veil. Bring him down. Psychic Shriek. That puts us at 11. Alright. And turn. Casters. That's me. We're moving up. Let's see. 6. He's got 7 HP. Blast them. Oh, we missed. Damn it, lad. Avalon,
I will
do your work.
take care of this one.
There we go. Well done, squad. Alrighty, my friends. That is the end of the prologue, part 1. We will pick up prologue part 2 in the next video, coming out as quick as I can edit it down. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. Shout out to the patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the channel on Patreon. You too can support the channel on Patreon by heading down in the description below. You can also support the channel by becoming a channel member here on YouTube, or you can support for free by hitting like, subscribe, hitting the bell notification, and commenting. I look forward to seeing you in the next part of the prologue. From here on out, after the prologue, it's going to be some really tight, focused cuts. So, stay tuned for that. See you in part 2.